My name is May Hong. I am the speaking voice of Mira from K-pop Demon Hunters. And this is Moana Nui Podcast. Signing off. Happy fans. Do it with me. Happy fans. Happy hon.
Good evening and welcome to all our sports fans and non-sports fans, if you're here to support us, to Moana Nui After Dark presents Geek Speak On Sports. I am joined by two wonderful people, Mac and Qiana. How are you two doing this evening?
Excellent.
Who?
We could not be joined this evening by our fourth member, for she is off gallivanting over in Braves Stadium, watching her Metropolitans play, and I hope they get smacked around like rag dolls. Yeah, I said it.
Oh,
Hey, I'm mad I can't find the game on TV. This is what I hate in this damn streaming era, is I can't even watch my local sports on TV.
well, that is ridiculous. You should be able to get to something a little way more easier than that.
But that's why there's ESPN. Follow it online. That's the best you can do right now.
Man, I miss the day of turning to channel 17 and watching the Braves play.
And again, I'm not rooting for the Braves in this scenario. I just want the Mets to lose, just to
That's
spite
good
her.
enough for me.
Yeesh.
Am I hating right now? Yes.
Yeah.
Hate.
So is that our message to our missing member? May the odds forever be
Against you?
No, they're not in her favor. Damn that. No.
Now you know those words never lead to anything well.
No. We are up 3-1 in the top of the. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody just hit a home run. Who just did that?
Oh my God.
That's a highlight from a different game. We are up 3-1 in the top of the sixth. May they not be in her favor. Candaysee, when you see this, I'm hating too.
3-1 is not quite the beating I want the Mets to receive. I need the Braves to score at least another 3 more runs.
Oh, I want them to score 10 more runs.
I want it to hurt badly.
I want them to be embarrassed. I want them to be so mad that Mets fans are in the stands starting fights.
Just get a quick recap on the origin of the hatred. I'm not familiar.
They're just our division rivals.
Aha, division rivals, guys.
Yeah, they're our division rivals. It's a much different hate than the hate between our two football teams.
Okay.
The hate between our teams is much more grimy than the hate between the Braves and the Mets.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little light hate.
It's still hate.
It's still hate, but a little light hate. Okay.
Light hate, but still hate. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it.
Oh man. So it's August. And that means it's football season.
Yay.
There was a preseason game last week to kick everything off, and tomorrow night preseason is in full swing. Everybody's playing between Thursday and Saturday. Interesting quirk this year in the schedule. Every single preseason game for these 3 weeks is going to be played on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There's only one preseason game on a Sunday.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. I thought the same thing. And no Monday night preseason games.
Really?
Yes. I was going over the schedule last week with my mom because she was trying to figure out when the Steelers are playing their preseason games and trying to figure out when my Eagles are playing. So all of the Eagles preseason games are on Saturday. So I don't have to worry about juggling anything on a Thursday or Friday night to try to watch the backups play and see who's going to make the squad. I can relax on a Saturday afternoon for all 3 of their preseason games.
Whereas I've got Friday, Saturday, and then Friday again.
Oops.
He said oops. He said sucks to be you. What did you guys think? Did you guys watch the game, the Hall of Fame game?
I did not watch the Hall of Fame game. I watched a lot of videos around the game because I've never really liked the Hall of Fame game itself.
Well, it was way better than what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything, but it was okay. I take that back. I was trying to figure out, was the game good or did I just miss football? But I think it was a little bit. It was a little bit of both. It was way better than what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man. I you know what? And I'm glad for that because, at this point right now, because it seems like the Super Bowl was more than 6 months ago, even though it literally was 6 months ago.
You mean it wasn't last week?
No, the Super Bowl was not last week.
I thought it was last week. Oh, okay.
But no, between the disrespect that the Seahawks have been getting, newsflash for those who forgot, since February, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. But you wouldn't know that with all the media coverage since then, going into this season. The Seattle Seahawks are your defending Super Bowl champions.
There's nothing exciting about that statement.
Yeah, and that's you know what? And that's the media's doing. Because unless you've been under a rock, what the media's concerned with outside on a national level as far as football goes is Aaron Donald going to unretire to join the LA Rams? Which has been that's been the scuttlebutt of the media football discussion, along with other stupid things we'll get into shortly.
Very stupid things.
Since they made the trade for Myles Garrett with Cleveland. So after the trade with Myles Garrett, someone just put it out there. What if Aaron Donald retires? Wait, what if Aaron Donald retires? He hasn't been retired that long. Let's ask her. And it's just been trying to get at Aaron Donald to see if he's going to change his mind and come back and play, because let's put it this way. If he comes back and plays, everybody's pretty much like, cancel Christmas. The Rams are going to the Super Bowl. And I say, pause. No, they're not.
Not canceling Christmas.
Yes. They I mean, look, let's put it this way. Super teams thrown together haphazardly have not always worked out.
True.
Let's look at the Miami Heat. 4 years and only 2 rings.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, my squad, had a quarterback who was the backup at the time, call us a super team, and that flamed out into a 6-10 season. So,
can I just real quick? I just want to say, God bless Jalen Hurts. Yeah,
we're gonna get to him in a bit.
What happened?
We're gonna get to him in a bit, but trust me, we're gonna get. It's all right. I'm pretty sure your Saints fandom will forgive you for cheating on them with my quarterback.
Doesn't matter because I mean, damn. Somebody will be winning.
Wow. Oh,
yeah,
man. No. That is true. So somebody will be with it. Let's start with the WNBA and everything that's been going on. In case you are unaware, the top 3 teams in the standings are the Minnesota Lynx, the Golden State Valkyrie, the Las Vegas Aces. That's your 1, 2, 3 right now, as far as the standings go into the playoffs. And remember, playoffs are just the top 8 teams. It's not East-West seeded. So those are your top 3 squads right now. Please ignore. I want to start here. Please ignore all the BS and scuttlebutt that has nothing to do with basketball when it comes to this sport.
Nothing.
Because if you pay attention to all the nonsense and the BS about people who don't start and people who don't average at least 10 points a game and all the other nonsense that comes out about people wanting you to pay attention to a particular player over everybody else, you're missing a crap ton of greatness that is happening right now. And granted, yes, they just lost the game the other night. They won last night. They beat my Mystics, the Vegas Aces, and Asia Wilson. Look, If anybody has doubts that she is not going to win MVP, I don't see how.
But James, there's this other person that everybody seems to love. That they think she's the greatest player.
I am going to get to that particular that guard. Hold on, the guard
she's the greatest thing on earth.
I hear you.
The face of the league.
Hold on, I hear you both, and we will talk about that particular guard for Indiana. We will get to her shortly.
Oh goodness!
But right now we're on the Aces, and the Aces, look, again, they're third, and nobody saw Golden State Valkyrie, a second-year team in the league, an expansion team in their second year. No one had them pictured in the top 2 of standings, because ideally you want a 1 or 2 seed. That gives you home court all the way through to the finals.
Right.
So the Aces are in a pickle because they're about 2 games behind the Valkyrie for that 2 seed. And they got turned around quick. Now, granted, there is a break coming up at the end of this month, the first week and a half of September, because of FIBA basketball tournament. So the WNBA schedule is going to put on hold. And the roster was announced for the FIBA tournament. And I forgot to pull that up before the show. But naturally, there was a... there was discussion about the roster. So did you all see the roster, and what did you think about it?
I didn't see the roster.
Oh. Well, the roster is Aaliyah Boston of the Fever, Paige Beckers of the Wings, Caitlin Clark of the Fever, Nafisa Collier of the Lynx, Kalia Copper of the Mercury, Chelsea Gray of the Aces, Ryan Howard from the Dream, Kelsey Plum from the Mercury, Angel Reese from the Dream, Brianna Stewart from the Liberty, Asia Wilson from the Aces, and Jackie Young from the Aces. And there's been a lot of discussion about this squad. And I think the first thing people need to understand is that practicing with the national squad does help to make this roster. Previous international experience also helps. So a lot of the first-time players on this roster, namely Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, have practiced with the squad since the last Olympics. They have done the international practices and everything like that. This will be their first competition. So we already knew they were going to be on the squad. There are players like Kelsey Mitchell from Indiana, who people felt should have made the team over some other guards. Olivia Miles, even though she's a rookie, people felt she should have made the team over some other guards. Marina Mabry, I've heard some things that people think she should have made the squad as well. But yeah, there are a number of names. As far as the bigs, not really, but there are a lot of guards people are pretty much bouncing around like, why didn't she make the squad? And, of course, Sabrina Ionescu of the New York Liberty also didn't make this team. People feel that she should have made the squad. I also want but before we go any further, I want people to pause and think about this. This is just a FIBA tournament to qualify for the Olympics. Right. This is not the final Olympic roster. The 12 women who I just named will not all be on the Olympic squad when the games come to LA in 2 years. Half the squad, yes. The entire squad, highly doubt it. And if you're wondering, well, how did the committee decide to put this group of players together? Newsflash, it wasn't a committee. One person chose these 12 players, and it was Sue Bird. Go.
Well, here's my question. It's not a question, it's just a statement, because we live in a very large world of stupid people. There seems to be a huge problem with people understanding processes and doing research. Everybody is full on 1,000 and very reactive and acting on emotions that really don't exist, and they just want attention. I'd be like, I'm old. I don't have time to be arguing with strangers on social media when you could have just went and Googled this process and looked at it.
You mean common sense?
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So I have seen so many amazing games. Like usually around this time, I'm struggling because there's nothing. The World Cup helped with that, right? So I've been watching all kinds of sports. These WNBA games have been fire.
Yes.
I mean, going down to the last second. I mean, people shooting threes and going to the bathroom and coming back and be like, y'all still need my help? I mean, these women are balling the hell out. And like you said, there's all these distractions. So I just want there to be a decision made. Do we want this to be a success or what are we doing? Because it's too much clickbait and noise in the background. And my focus is the game. And I'm tired of people who, particularly those who don't seem to understand sports in general, feeling like their opinion supersedes, particularly what's already been done. You do understand that the decision's already been made. So nobody gives a damn about your opinion. Please, go get a hobby. And that hobby can include learning the damn rules and the processes. Okay, I'm done.
You know what? You speak about some of the fire games we had. Last week, there was a doubleheader. Actually, there were 3 games on Peacock. And the first game was the final matchup between the Aces and the Fever for the season because they're in different conferences that we played each other 3 times.
That game.
Hold on. Because I got to tell you this from my perspective.
Okay.
This is why this is crazy. The game came down to like a minute left, and the Fever were up 5. And they had they were either 3 or 5, whatever it was, and they had just fouled Kelsey Mitchell. And I'm like, well, she's going to make these free throws. This game is over. Let me switch over and watch the Minnesota Lynx, and I think they were playing the Seattle Storm or something like that, right? So I switched over because I'm like, there's no way I want to watch the Aces lose the 3rd matchup of the season to the Indiana Fever. I don't want to watch this. I flipped. I'm watching Olivia Miles go nuts in the first half. I'm talking about between the legs, bounce passes, over the shoulder tosses, around the back stuff to Nafisa Collier and Kayla McBride, and they just raining threes. And I'm like, oh, this is a good game. And then I see the halftime report. So yeah, in case you missed it, the Fever and the Aces came down to the wire and the game was in overtime. I'm like, overtime? The hell are you talking about? And they showed the last minute of both the regulation and overtime. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Chelsea Gray is that, you know what? And Chelsea Gray gets way too much crap from so-called people who watch the game because, and I get it. Is she an older player in the league? Yes. Is she more inconsistent this season than any other season that I've seen her? Absolutely. But when you need her most,
crunch time, baby.
Up.
Oh my God. Because the shot she hit to send the game into overtime and to win it in overtime was like, y'all should have never been in this position to begin with.
True.
If Kelsey and Caitlin made free throws, because this is the kicker, in regulation, Kelsey missed the free throw. Then Caitlin gets fouled and misses 2 free throws. I'm like, wait, y'all missed 3 straight free throws from supposedly 2 of your best free throw shooters? Oops.
But
okay, for real.
Can we take?
Oops.
While we're talking about that, can we take a quick moment to just remember that stop?
Oh, when Caitlin tried to go one-on-one with Asia Wilson, you mean my profile photo on Facebook right now?
Oh,
you
that
mean
was
my profile photo on Facebook?
I hadn't looked at it. I don't know what you got up there, but that.
No. You want to check this out? You want to check out my profile photo on Facebook? Yeah.
That stop was beautiful, though.
Absolutely, it was. Absolutely.
They should put that in the Smithsonian. You know
what,
one.
Because I'm like, first, when they showed it in overtime. So here's the thing, right? They're showing all the scoring in overtime because there wasn't a lot of scoring in overtime. And all the scoring from the Indiana Fever in overtime was Kelsey Mitchell bringing the ball up and breaking down Jackie Young and going to the hole or finding Aaliyah Boston under the basket with no defender by her because of the collapse. And I'm like, okay, cool. So how did this come down to the wire? Oh, because you let Caitlin Clark bring the ball up the floor finally, and somehow she got ISO'd on the defensive player of the year.
Which to me, that kind of says, like, does she not study the game?
No. So typical guard mentality is I have a big on me. I can break him down and go to the hole, which is normally true 95% of the time if you have 1, a solid dribble, and 2, a solid crossover. And the person bringing the ball up the floor this time, that wasn't Kelsey Mitchell, has neither of those things. So trying to take the defensive player of the year off the dribble wasn't a thing that was going to happen. And then let's remember, Asia is 6'4".
Right. Like, because I don't even think she jumped for that stop. She just put her arms up.
She put her arm up to stop a pass because Caitlin wasn't shooting. She was trying to fire a pass under the basket for Aaliyah Boston. Right. I'm like, you do realize she's got like a whole foot over you. Like, where did you think this ball was going but straight up in the air?
Right.
I don't know, but she found out.
I'm sorry. This I love that her instinct is to flop. Like, I can't do anything to get around here, so let me flop and try and draw the foul. Yeah.
Embarrassed.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great.
You said it. I didn't. I just put the graphic up there because it's a thing
great.
now.
Beautiful. I'm telling you, put a frame on it and put it up in the Black people's Smithsonian's.
Oh man, but yes, there have been a lot of phenomenal games. And yes, I did finish watching the Minnesota Lynx game after my jaw dropped after watching those halftime highlights, and Minnesota blew the game and lost. But still, like, there have been a lot of games like that this season where it's like, oh, there's no way this team should lose this game. And yeah, they lost. Like, going into the All-Star break, my Mystics played the Vegas Aces. And I'm thinking, no way they win this game. They just won a game the other night. They're not going to win 2 in a row going into the All-Star break. No, they won 2 in a row going into the All-Star break and then won the next 5 after the All-Star break and finally lost last night to the Aces. So they took their first L in 8 games. I'm just like dumbfounded right now because so many teams are doing wonderful things in the league right now collectively, either improving. We're seeing development of players. We're seeing AZ Fudd get more playing time, the #1 draft pick this year. I'm not going to mention Chicago because that is a shit show and a half, and I don't know who the hell is making decisions. Because how do you decide to all of a sudden we're going to bench DeJounte Carrington?
I have no idea.
Excuse you?
They got rid of Angel Reese thinking she was the problem.
Right.
The problem in Chicago is the front office, the general manager, the head coach. I mean, except the Water Boys may not be the problem. The Water Boys should be safe. But from ownership down to the head coach, everybody need to get fired because every time I look up Chicago doing something stupid. And it's like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Nothing.
And why? Like, y'all purposely want to lose? Is that what the goal is? Because what you want to? Because the only reason to be this bad right now is to like try to move the team out of Chicago. So y'all want to riot on your hands. Because we already got one team moving. The Connecticut Sun are going to be the Houston Comets next year. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. The Connecticut Sun will be a Houston basketball team next year. We don't know if they're going to be the Comets because of the licensing of the name.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So yeah, that much we do know for next season. It's just insane. Any other input y'all want to have before I get to the next thing with the W?
Well, I would just recommend if you all have not watched Life in the W on Disney Plus.
Oh,
so it's Asia and I think Naficia Collier and I forgot the lady who plays for the Mercury. She's an
Alyssa
player.
Thomas.
Yes,
Alyssa
they're
Thomas.
on there, and what I enjoyed about it.
No, Moana Bonner. I think it's Moana.
Moana. Yes,
Moana,
yes. I'm sorry. But what I enjoyed about it is I feel like I've never really had an opportunity to sit down and watch something like this with WNBA players. It's always individual interviews, and they really go into like their day-to-day life. And you know, who doesn't want to watch Asia and Bam because they're so cute? Black love, all that good stuff. So very good show, though. Very good show.
It is on my watch list. I would definitely get to that probably after Dragon Con, as I'm still doing prep for that right now.
Yeah, no, there's no new anything going on right now until Dragon Con is over.
Oh my gosh. So I wanted to put this graphic up because, like I said, I was going to get to that important guard for Indiana, who I feel is in the MVP conversation. I'm just throw this up here. These are the 4 players right now that I think are in the MVP conversation. And there's no question about this. Like I said, that particular guard from Indiana is on my list. And by that guard, I mean Kelsey Mitchell, Asia Wilson, Gabby Williams, and Olivia Miles. And again, if you are not paying attention to the Valkyrie this season, I need you to check your eyesight. You need to check the schedule, find a game, and watch them play. Because quiet as is kept, the Valkyrie are leading the league in points allowed this season. They are the number 1 ranked team as far as points allowed this season. Asia is Asia. Kelsey Mitchell is literally putting, despite what other media outlets will tell you, Kelsey Mitchell is the one putting the Indiana Fever on her back and carrying them. All right. Because when one player is pretty much has 3 straight games of scoring at least 29 points, and in the same 3-game stretch, the other player you want to hype scores 15 points, 45 points, and then 14 points, I don't understand how that player becomes player of the week, because that's exactly what happened. We know why. We know why.
Tisk. Ugh.
But the player who scored 29, 34, and 28 points, or 29 points again, did not get player of the week over the same 3-game stretch on the same team. So
mediocrity rising to the top yet again.
As I saw one thing on Thread say that I'm a fan, I couldn't laugh any harder at this if I tried. But the post was literally, I support 14 of 15 WNBA teams and Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston. That was the post.
Okay.
Say it with your chest. I love it.
And right now, because like I said, with all the stupid scuttlebutt that's going on, that's how it feels right now. You want to support every team in the league except that one. But that's what happens when the league tries to force a particular team down your throat, because that team's entire schedule of games are on national television.
Had you not pointed that out, I wouldn't have realized that, but I'm not shocked.
So if you
got to make Congress happy.
Look, this is even before that, but if you look up on any given night and see who's playing and they're on the slate, guaranteed they're going to be on ESPN or ABC or Peacock or Amazon Prime or whatever streaming platform has access to games. They will be the ones that you'll see.
Right. They're not going to be on the Ocho.
Nah, they definitely not going to be in the Ocho. They definitely not. Meanwhile, you're missing wonderful performances. Like I said, Kayla McBride had 10 threes and 45 points the other night from Minnesota, who bounced back and won another game because I think that was the game they beat the Aces. Olivia Miles is basically letting everybody know there are no other rookies in the league this season but me. And again, remember, Minnesota has the best record in the league, and Nafisa Collier has only played, I believe, 6 games this season. Like, she just came back from injury right before the All-Star break. They've only had 3 or 4 games since the All-Star break, so she's only played in their last 6 games. Olivia Miles has been the one carrying the Lynx. I think this is just appropriate.
Absolutely.
This time being wasted talking about other shit.
This happen. This should be a thing.
That fro and them goggles, man. I love seeing it out there.
This should be a thing. I don't know why it's not, but make it happen. Make it. But you know what? It's probably not going to happen anytime soon. We may have to wait 2 years for a particular change in this country to take place. My only hope and prayer is that when this season is done, a week after whoever wins the title receives the trophy, that the commissioner of the WNBA has a brain cell that tells her to step down from her position because she ain't doing nothing to help this league right now. And she is the key problem. Kathy Engelbert, for those who don't know, Kathy Engelbert is still a problem because with like I said, with all the discourse in the league that's not basketball, you as the commissioner not saying anything, disappearing for weeks or days at a time without making any statements as far as the behavior of our fan base is unacceptable for these type of things. With the things that certain players say is unacceptable, and you just like,
She's not a good commissioner.
I don't know
what she's doing. She doesn't know what she's doing. So hey.
Again, article around the All-Star break came out that said that a number of league executives and WNBA league executives and owners do not want her back. So how is it that half the owners and a number of league executives already don't want you back next season? Like, congratulations, you brokered a new CBA. A CBA, mind you, that you pretty much came out and told Nafisa Collier to her face, which is why she had to get that press conference last year, that these women didn't deserve their money. And that certain players should be grateful to play in this league because of the platform they have. That doesn't sound like a commissioner to me. But then again, she doesn't work at the behest of the owners of the WNBA. Right. She works at the behest of Adam Silver, who is the commissioner of the NBA.
Now, do we know if he is permanently the person to pick the next commissioner? Or, hold on, how do I ask this? What is the actual process for picking the commissioner? Is it still in the hands of Adam Silver, or has it been turned over to the actual W yet?
Until the W can be completely self-autonomous as far as running their day-to-day operations, I think the NBA still has oversight, if you will, as far as picking the new commissioner, should they decide to pick one.
And see, I guess my problem with that is because of how heavily the NBA is involved, I don't mind them having a say in the matter. I just don't believe they should have the say in the matter.
Exactly. But they do, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's got to change.
Because again, Adam Silver is the one who picked Kathy Engelbert, and he'll most likely pick her replacement.
Just a trickle-down effect of mediocrity.
Because he's not
all hang out with each other.
Commissioner himself.
No. I mean, I'm not going to say the NBA is unwatchable, but I'm no longer entertained.
The only thing to me that I watch on the NBA are the highlights on ESPN.
And I don't pay attention.
Hawks are playing.
I don't pay attention to the NBA until playoff time. And at that point, it's like, I still don't care that much. I learned who won the championship and keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I love my Hawks too much to give up on them. I've given up on the rest of the NBA, but not my Hawks.
Well, and let's swing fully over to the NBA, because in case you've been under a rock, James.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say LeBron James has signed with the Philadelphia 76ers.
Woo!
that is the big news. That and the Christmas slate of games that have been announced. I'll save that for later because it's going to segue into our NFL stuff. But what else did you want to say?
No, the thing I almost accidentally brought up is my homework, and no, I'm not going to bring that up yet. I'll do that whenever we get to the homework.
Okay. So that's the big news with the NBA that came out. They released their Christmas slate of games. It's going to be a stacked day. They're starting at 12 noon with the finals rematch, the Spurs at the Knicks. 2:30 p.m. will be the Heat at the Boston Celtics. 5 p.m. the Sixers at the Lakers. More on them in a minute. 8 p.m. the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Minnesota Timberwolves. And 10:30 p.m. is the Denver Nuggets at the Golden State Warriors. That's the NBA slate.
Damn.
The NFL slate we'll discuss later. But yeah, those are the 5 games on Christmas Day.
I'm gonna slide into that 5 o'clock. I'll be too busy eating. I gotta eat and take naps.
Ooh, James, can I give you a quick update?
Yes.
6-2, top of the 8th. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 6-2, top of the 8th.
We can roll with an 8-2, 10-2 final. I'll be so happy.
Right.
Oh, she gonna come home and tear the whole house up.
Well, I mean, y'all in the y'all got
it's your living room.
So
I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave. You can have the house for the night. I don't want to hear it.
Look,
I don't want to hear it.
If next month the piano ain't there, we'll know what happened to it.
I'll be like, girl, I'm gonna send you the bill. Why you mess up these white people nice house?
So yeah, and I mentioned one of those games, the Philadelphia 76ers at the LA Lakers. The Lakers were sold today.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
$12 billion is what they were sold for. This is where we are right now in the state of sports.
Wow.
Right.
Like, damn, Bob Iger. Y'all, how much money do y'all need? Can you let me hold just a good million? Damn.
So now I'm wondering, are we going to see a plethora of Disney related content at Lakers games?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I mean, remember the Disney
brand,
if you will, already owns a hockey team.
And I mean, and I get it, but I also just kind of feel like he just decided, was like, look, I want to buy it. It's just like, I'm not going to push a certain narrative. I don't know because he's stepped away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But he's still got those relationships, and I think he's definitely going to try and leverage some of that to make some of that $12 billion back.
I don't know.
It must be nice to have these. Let me stay out of rich white people business.
Even if it's something as simple as, I don't know, like I forget what is the Lakers mascot?
The Lakers have a mascot?
Zoinks.
This is new to me. They have a mascot?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Lakers. Where I was going was, even if it's something as simple as the Lakers mascot wearing, like, I don't know, some sort of Disney paraphernalia, as part of their outfit.
I don't know.
I was unaware.
Very interesting.
Oh no, they do not have an official team mascot.
They do not.
Yeah.
And they are one of 4 NBA teams without one. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. So there you go. Maybe that's why he wanted to buy the team, to get them a mascot. Look for a new Disney cartoon coming soon.
God.
I'm just saying, look, after they bought the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, we got Mighty Ducks movies. We got a Mighty Ducks animated series. We got...
Oh, that makes sense.
So look out. I guess this is kind of funny timing now, because LeBron left LA to play in Philly. So there will be no basketball themed cartoon starring LeBron. Well, LeBron James Jr., yes, but not LeBron James.
Oh, God. This just makes, this is boring. This is boring. The league is just, yeah.
It's pitiful.
Yeah. They got nothing going on, seriously.
No.
Man. All right. So let's just move on to the NFL. And the NFL Christmas Day games, which were, of course, announced because the schedule's already been released, is the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears at 1 p.m., the Buffalo Bills at the Denver Broncos playoff rematch at 4:30 p.m., and then the Rams at the Seahawks, 8:15 p.m.
Oh.
That's the one game out of those that I care about.
Rams and Seahawks?
Yep.
Well, for those who are tuning in to try to figure out if anything new happened, no, he is not. Aaron Donald has not yet decided whether he's coming back or not. So there's no decision on that front. Keep watching. Just keep watching. And yeah, you got whole shows out there trying to figure out, well, if he comes back, can the Rams go perfect? Sure. It is too hard to go perfect. And because the owners, in all their infinite greed, decided we want another game,
Oh my God.
Ain't happening. I do not think we will ever see another perfect regular season again.
No.
Well, a team can go. Is it possible a team can go 17-0? Yes. Will it happen? I don't think so. Because remember, Super Bowl that is slated for Atlanta in 2028 has no official date yet.
Why is that?
Because they may extend the
season.
season.
Be 17 or 18 games.
Yeah.
And the decision won't be made until after this season.
Oh my God, how do these people get these jobs? Like, for real.
Remember the last CBA between the players and the owners, the players union and the owners wanted additional games, not singular, plural. So that CBA pretty much what it was agreed to was an extension of the season to 17 games with the eventual expansion to 18 games. But now the league is talking about, and this is the league, not the owners, the commissioner and the front office of the league talking about, well, we got to reevaluate player safety because now there's some things logistically that probably won't work with an 18th game. Like, really?
Oh, you care about player safety? Oh, that's new.
Player safety. Okay.
Oh, now you care about that.
All I remember is up until about 1998, I can go into any video store and rent rock jocks and hard hits on VHS from any given season going back 10 plus years. And now if you find one of those tapes, it's a freaking miracle. There's no longer a segment on Monday Night Countdown called Jacked Up anymore.
Well, you got to save space, save your face, or whatever what am I trying to say? You got to bullshit, because you got a Hall of Famer who basically announced over the weekend he's been diagnosed with dementia due to taking hits. So, let's cover our asses and pretend like we care.
There's that. So, one of the other scuttlebutt things that have been happening with the NFL this offseason is all this talk about who the best quarterbacks are and who's on top and who's good and who's not. And for some strange reason, I always just find it funny that winning is not the goal anymore. Like, you got to look pretty even though your team doesn't win. So what? The pig with the best makeup, is that what we're doing now as far as quarterbacks?
Oh, yikes.
That's what the discussion sounds like. Well, this pig has prettier makeup than this pig. Well, this pig came in and won a blue ribbon at the state fair. I don't care if that pig won a blue ribbon at the state fair. This pig had prettier makeup. Because that's basically what they sound like when they're discussing quarterbacks right now in the NFL. Because the pretty stats is what matters, not winning championships. So I made this little ditty right here. What do these 5 people have in common? I wonder.
I'm sorry, I just became entranced by Jalen's side.
Ma'am, I need you to focus on
I am.
So for those who don't know, the 5 people listed in this photo are Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, and Matthew Stafford. And all 5 of these quarterbacks have something in common. Very specific. It's that's right. They're the only starters going into this upcoming season who have won Super Bowls. Yeah. Now, I could add Joe Flacco, but he's the backup in Cincinnati. But these are the only quarterbacks who are starting for their squads this coming month who have won a Super Bowl. But if you listen to all the scuttlebutt out there, the league will try to tell you that these are the 5 best quarterbacks, hands down.
Jesus.
And if you don't know, this is Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Joe Burrow. Which I just want to remind everybody that only one of these players has won a Super Bowl. One struggles in the playoffs mightily. One, the last time we saw him play, turned the ball over 5 times. One can't win a playoff game to save his life. And the other had a Super Bowl run and then struggled to stay healthy over the last 3 years since.
Ooh.
So, yeah. How is that always your top 5 when you discuss quarterbacks, and yet only one of them gets the job done come playoff time?
I just want to know what's going on behind the scenes, like to prep these bullshit conversations. Like, what is it? Okay, listen, we want y'all to say this to shift the narrative this way, and this, like, I'm just not understanding the strategy.
I mean, look, we had analysis.
Ain't good stuff.
Because look, I hear you, and I'm kind of wondering the same thing, because if you look at what happened at ESPN a couple of weeks ago, all the NFL personalities who were let go refused to cater to the narrative that the second graphic I put up was true, because almost all of them would hold the other former players and talking heads on the network accountable for the shortcomings of 4 of these 5 quarterbacks. Right? Because they don't get the job done. One of them had a shot and didn't win in Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. But we've already discussed his struggles as far as staying healthy, and when he is healthy, the ineptitude of the team to even get back to the playoffs, because that's been a struggle. Meanwhile, these quarterbacks get crapped on for one reason or another. Well, minus Matthew Stafford. But one is too old, one bounced around to too many teams, and the other is wildly inconsistent. And yet, I'm trying to figure out when, you know what, I know when winning didn't become important, when the quarterbacks who were winning didn't look like the standard. The mediocre default standard, as I will call it. When the quarterback's winning stop looking like that, then it's okay. So what? They won a Super Bowl, but this guy over here has the model looks and the big flashy arm and the gaudy stats, and that's the guy right there. And I have a mindset going right now. I'm not going to air it right here, but just internally, you could probably figure out what it is. And, you know, I don't wish injury on nobody. I don't. I've already seen a number of players already go down for the year in training camp. I hate it. I really do. I don't like when players get hurt, especially in preseason. I don't like when they get hurt for the season because it makes it even worse. But I don't want any, I always say this every single season, I want every team to get through the season as healthy as possible. I know injuries are going to happen. I just don't like seeing or hearing this player for this squad, and I don't care what squad. It could be the Arizona Cardinals. I just don't like hearing players getting hurt in preseason for the year. They haven't even put on pads yet for actual reps.
Didn't like 20 of the 49ers players get
last
hurt?
Season? Yes.
Well, I'm talking about this preseason. Well, I'm sorry, 20 of them did not show up to practice like a week or two ago.
Probably sounds about right because they're coming back from injuries. Probably the same 20 who got hurt last year.
They never got off the injury.
Well, they're probably rehabbing from injury, so they're being careful as far as what reps they can and can't do. Some of them will be ready for week 1. Some of them won't. You know, like again, Patrick Mahomes, for instance, he is still on watch as far as because Andy Reid hasn't said whether he'll be starting week 1, but he guaranteed he's not going to take any snaps during a preseason game. In fact, if you're looking at a preseason game thinking you're going to see any of your starting players, yeah, I've got beachfront property in Nebraska to sell you. Great rates. Get in on this now. It's going fast.
Well, not just particularly football, since we also are talking about just sports journalists. That's what these people still call themselves.
Right.
I'm wondering what Elle Duncan, and I haven't really looked into it, what she's going to be doing on Netflix and what that is going to look like. I'm not looking for somebody to come in and save the day, but I enjoy her as a TV personality. Mm-hmm. But I'm also wondering what type of directives that she's going to be given at Netflix.
Studio host.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll be studio host. Because she did that for what Major League Baseball's Home Run Derby was on Netflix.
Okay.
And she was studio host for that. So that's pretty much going to be her role. She will be studio host for all their stuff. She's also studio host for, it's either Peacock or
USA.
Yes, USA. That's what it is. USA.
Yeah.
USA's coverage of the WNBA games. Yeah, okay. She's studio host for that. But I know it's somebody that she was studio host for. I couldn't remember which one it was and didn't know if it was a streaming platform or not.
Is anybody else heading over to Netflix?
Seth Rollins is already over there. He comments on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Look, Candaysee decided to pop in and comment on the show. Hey, candaysee.
6-2, Candaysee.
Hey, girl, don't come in this house acting a fool. Don't come in here with all of that.
We need her on here as soon as she can.
Oh,
ASAPidly.
So that's all I got with the NFL.
Wait a minute. If she's remember to say, hey, doesn't that mean she's near a computer?
She's probably on her phone.
On her phone.
So call in.
They losing. Go on, call in.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Call in.
So remember, the start of the season is Wednesday this year, not Thursday. There will be a Wednesday, Thursday game, not a Thursday, Friday game, because one of the games is in Australia.
Right.
And I believe that's the Rams and the Rams and Niners.
Is that a first for Australia?
Yes.
Okay.
The first regular season game to be played in Australia.
I'm very surprised the rest of the world actually seems to care.
The Roger Goodell's, that was his initiative, one of his main initiatives when he took over for not Pete Rozelle. Paul Tagliabue. When he took over after Paul Tagliabue, that was one of his big focuses, was to get the game recognized globally, because for the longest time, football was solely just an American sport. Other countries have small leagues, but no one really cares. Pretty much other countries care about American football the way this country mostly cares about soccer.
Fair.
And she just popped in to say this.
Okay. 6-3. Okay. I don't know who. I haven't looked at the lineup, but I bet it's a relief pitcher. Ooh.
Girl, just give it up.
Oh my gosh. Aren't the Mets like 20-something games under 500?
Probably.
What's the record?
The Mets are 53-68.
Oh God.
15 games under 500. Even better. No chance of making the playoffs. I shouldn't talk because I'm pretty sure the Nationals are like 30 games under 500. No,
but they're not playing tonight. We're not talking about them.
The Nationals only 2 games under 500. That's right. They just finished the set.
We're not talking about them tonight. Tonight, we're talking about these Mets.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anything else y'all got football-wise?
Yeah, the Hall of Fame, that was awesome. I'm going to be honest. Like, I always know who's getting inducted. But, like, come on, it was Drew Brees, right? So I had to watch, but 3 hours. But it was really, really good. I was like, maybe I perhaps shall watch this in the future.
Hall of Fame speeches are often, lately, I would say over the last decade or so, have been somewhat entertaining.
Well, not that. I mean, man, look, like I was in here crying. The mom was crying. This is way before Drew Brees even took it was, especially with Roger Craig. It was difficult to. I had no idea what was going on with him. I know a lot of people didn't, but just in general. So I was like, does he have somebody escorting him up on the stage? And then they were like, he's not going to give his speech. It's already been recorded. And then making that announcement. But it's a reality, you know, that has to be faced in such a dangerous sport. But just what all 4 of those gentlemen accomplished, I don't know. It's just amazing. Like people sometimes don't give athletes enough credit. It's like, well, you know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, but you're paying to watch. Like, these aren't just like work mules for your entertainment. This is their job. And they're sacrificing time with their families. And we all know what we sacrifice when we go to work. But these people are really passionate about playing this game. So I mean, it was really good. I think I will continue to actually watch like the whole ceremony and everything, you know, going forward. So it was good.
Yeah, and I did say I was going to watch, even though it was recorded before. I definitely want to watch Roger Craig's speech more than the others, for the simple fact that it should not have taken this long for him to get into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And that's an atrocity. And I get it that at his 5-year gap, he's probably up against another Hall of Fame running back, because like I said, typically it is rare that 2 people of the same position go into the Hall of Fame at the same time. They literally will just pick one over the other, and make the other one wait. So when his time came initially, it was kind of like, oh yeah, no brainers. Roger Craig, he's got to go in. He didn't go in. And then for the next 20 some odd years, you had all these other running backs who, granted, statistically had better numbers than him, but they owe what they did on the field to Roger Craig. A lot of them, the games are pretty much model stuff. Marshall Faulk.
How would you tired of seeing clips of me helping somebody else get the ball and the motherfucker got in and I didn't? Like, so, that's gut-wrenching to sit there and have to keep watching.
Roger, you know, as much as people want to tout Christian McCaffrey for what he did, I can't remember if he did it with the Panthers or the Niners, but he was the first running back to get 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in a season since Roger Craig, who was the first one to do it, period.
Right.
Roger Craig was the original multifaceted utility knife, do-it-all running back. You split him out wide, he can run routes, great hands, could block, run between the tackles. He was the engine on those 80s Niners teams.
Yeah.
Right? Him, Montana, and Rice.
Right.
You knew would try. Good luck trying to stop one of those 3 because the other 2 were going to kill you.
Right.
And so many games I watched in the 80s of him just what he did between the tackles as far as keeping drives alive and the way they just leaned on him. And yeah, he didn't average 100 yards a game. He didn't lead the league in rushing, but he was more than just a running back. He was a weapon that in Bill Walsh's West Coast offense, the running back was pretty much probably the most dangerous position on the field, because you weren't going to find another Jerry Rice.
No.
Jerry Rice is a freaking alien. You weren't going to find another one of him. So even if you had competent receivers on the outside, you needed a back that could do what Roger Craig could do. And good luck trying to find that. But yeah, like I said, Curtis Martin, Marshall Faulk, I'm blanking on some others of the same mode, but like those guys whole games always say, yeah, they all remind me of Roger Craig. Because they're guys who can both run and catch, and would dangerous in the passing game, because it's like, oh, if he gets the ball in space and no one's around, good luck to the DBs trying to catch up to him. So yeah, I have long since bemoaned the voting process of why Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame. So I'm glad he was able to get in while he was still alive and not posthumously like so many other players.
Right.
Happens to.
And they did show a couple of people who were going to be eligible for the next time around. I know Richard Sherman was up there. I can't remember. I can't remember who else, but as much as I don't fool with Bill Belichick, I can't knock what he's done and been successful as far as, but
wait, was Bill Belichick done?
He went to 9 Super Bowls and he won 6.
What did he do without Tom Brady?
Be that as it may, he is still, I get it, he is still the coach of that team. Right. You can say the same thing with Joe Montana and Bill Walsh. What did they do without each other?
Absolutely.
So
that just gets on my nerves when people give all that credit to Bill Belichick, and then Brady leaves and wins another Super Bowl, and Belichick just kind of fades into obscurity. To me, that right there tells me one of them was way more important than the other.
Okay, that's fair, but I don't laugh. So my laughter at the fact of Bill Belichick not making it has nothing to do with Bill Belichick. It's more so on the stupidity of the process in which they've had to revamp again just to make sure he's going to get in next year. Because remember, they revamped the process for coaches to get him in the in his first year of eligibility, because they changed it from coaches having to wait whatever the limit was to like 1 or 2 years. So he was eligible almost immediately from leaving the pros when he didn't get the head coaching job in the last, coaching cycle after the Patriots fired him. So he was pretty much immediately eligible. It was set up on purpose for him to get in as soon as possible, mainly because of his age. Dude's over 70, pushing 80, right? So there's no guarantee he's going to know how much longer he's going to be around. I laugh at the process because of where he was placed as far as the voting, because the voting is now as a 2-tiered system. It didn't always used to be this way. It used to be a 3-tiered system. So the voting used to be modern players, the legacy pool, and coaches and contributors, right? They decided I don't know whose genius idea this was, but the legacy pool and the coaches and contributors got merged together into one group. So now instead of having 3 groups to vote from, you have 2. And when you only have, and in this case, it was 5 people, and you only had 3 votes, and everybody who voted, pretty much half of them had the same mindset. Well, I'm going to vote for these deserving players who should get in, like Roger Craig, like Kenny Stabler. And there was one other player on the list, a Pittsburgh Steeler. I want to say L.C. Greenwood, if he's not already in. But I know it was a Steeler who was on that list. But the mindset was, I'm voting for one of these 3 and not Belichick because I know everybody else is voting for Belichick.
Right.
So on the one hand, I'm happy because Roger Craig finally gets in.
Right.
Because he was in the legacy pool. And he was coming up on the end of the legacy pool, because after you hit 25 years in the legacy pool, that's it. If you're in the legacy pool for 25 years and you don't get in, and that's another reason they combined it, because of how the legacy pool works. So they combined it with the coaches and contributors. but to only give them 3 votes for 5 people.
No, that's messed up.
Yeah, it is jacked up, and that in and of itself is why. And as some of the voters anonymously came out and said, and I knew it before because when the news broke earlier this year, as far as why Belichick didn't get the requisite number of votes, and people was making speculations as far as the cheating scandals and all this other stuff, I was like, nah, look at the process. I'm pretty sure there's something in the process that's jacked up. And sure enough, first person, of course, the first 2 reporters who came out anonymously and said the process was we had 5 names. We had 3 votes. I assumed everybody else was going to vote for Bill Belichick because it's Bill Belichick. I decided to use my votes for people who've been in the legacy pool way too damn long.
Fair.
Well, I will tell you, if you guys decide to go back and watch it, this gentleman, Adam Vinatieri, the kicker.
Yes.
He gave 0 Fs when he gave his speech. So I'll leave you with this. He said, I thought Bill Belichick was going to be here today, but I know he's probably judging his girlfriend's cheerleading competition. Bro. And that ain't the worst of it. I died inside and came back to life. That was great. So I was entertained.
Adam Vinatieri.
My gosh. But yeah, L.C. Greenwood is the Pittsburgh Steelers player I was thinking of because he passed away in 2013. Gotcha. And diehard Steeler fans are still pissed off. He is one of the members of that Steel Curtain defense that's not in there. And it's kind of like
everybody else on that defense is in?
All the other big names from that defense are in. Jack Ham, Mean Joe Green, Mel Blount, Lambert. They're all in there. They are all in there. All the big names. Literally half that defense is already in the Hall of Fame. But L.C. Greenwood is probably the last of the big names from that defense who is not in the Hall of Fame. Like I said, he died in 2013. Naturally, the family is a little touchy about that. And Steelers fans, again, let's just put it this way. Don't bring up L.C. Greenwood not being in the Hall of Fame to my mom.
Duly noted.
Yep.
They are not happy that the Hall of Fame has not yet put him in. And again, he was one of those players that people were like, the voting body this year was like, hey, he should be in there, along with Kenny Stabler and Roger Craig. No reason the 3 of them should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Wait a minute. Is Hines Ward not in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not.
Okay.
So Hines Ward is number-wise, he will, because of his stats, he probably will not get the recognition to go into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But his play, and again, Hines Ward is one of those players whose play on the field goes beyond what shows up in the stat box.
Stats.
And that's where a lot of the current voters have problems as far as voting for certain players. Because their whole thing is, what do the stats say? And if the stats don't meet the criteria, what's their individual accolades and championships say?
Damn.
So Hines Ward, to my knowledge, never led the league in receiving yards.
No, he didn't.
He did have multiple Pro Bowl appearances. He did win a Super Bowl. He is one of the most beloved Steelers in all Steelers history. Let's put it this way. My mom probably can talk to you on in about how much she loves Hines Ward and how he plays on the field. Yeah. Because defenders will tell you Hines Ward wasn't necessarily a threat in the passing game. More so a threat in the running game, because if the back got loose, you weren't looking to tackle the back. You were looking for, is Hines Ward about the blind side hit me?
Right. And what he did at his size is very damn impressive.
Yeah.
Like there's and I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, James. I ran into him one day at US Cafe on one of my nights of going up there to for wings and football. And I'd never seen him in person, so I didn't realize height-wise, Hines Ward is my height. Like, yeah, there might be a less than an inch difference, but we're almost the same height. He's obviously a much more physically impressive and in shape as compared to me, but he's not a big guy.
No, not at all.
And what he did at his size, That's why I think your impact on the game needs to be considered for Hall of Fame voting.
Yes. And he is listed as 6 feet even.
Yeah, he's not 6 feet.
We know.
Yeah, because I'm not 6 feet, and he and I were almost eye to eye.
He's 5'11" and a half. What?
He might be
5'3". Yeah.
He might be a solid 5'10".
I'm 5'10" on a good day. And he's a little taller than me.
Right. So, yeah. But, yeah, again, it's impact on the field. Again, sometimes it doesn't always show up in the box score. Right. But, again.
No, I mean, this is just like music. Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I'm seriously. No, for real. Like, people, and I mean, a lot of younger people are just like, this person hasn't had a song on the charts. So what? So what? Lyrically, and if you can shift the culture that way because you're actually doing what an artist should do, it's in your lyrics, then you should be recognized for that. But I get it. It's about the optics.
I mean, think about how many people don't know Kendrick has a Pulitzer.
Exactly. Or don't know what that is. Oh, he actually, won his and received his. Just never mind. Let me be quiet. I was going down another path. Let me start on white people business. Anyway.
Oh man. So what did y'all do for homework this time around?
So my homework involves, hold on, let me get this link up so that I can get these assholes.
Oh gosh.
Hold on, wait, where did I put it? No, not that one. It's rare that you hear anybody want to talk about Enos Cantor.
Nope.
And Royce White.
Nope. What
do you mean?
I know where this is going. I can't believe you did this as your homework. From now on, I'm checking your homework before we do another show. You can't be trusted.
No. My position is that they're assholes and idiots, and they need to be punished for their stupid behavior.
Tell them why.
Because these two idiots have decided that they now identify as women and want to declare for the next WNBA draft.
And this is why I'm going to check your homework going forward. This is one story I didn't want to give air to.
Because my true point behind this is everyone that has been interviewed in the W welcomes playing against trans women. The W publicly is like, bring it on. We are the best of the best and we will compete. And I think that is a great message that they are pushing out there. It's unfortunate it took these two idiots for it to become a bigger story, but I like the fact that the W is not necessarily officially, but all the players and other people are standing their ground saying, yes, we welcome trans women if they want to come to the WNBA. And my thing is, bring it, because I would love to see I would love to see it. And also, as it stands, there are no trans women trying to play in the W. Just these two idiots. One who the Knicks were like, yeah, no, you can go away. And the other never had an NBA career because he's afraid to fly.
My head hurts.
You know that scene in that Adam Sandler movie where the dude stands up and said, "You made everyone dumber to listen to you. And may God have mercy on your soul."
People like that.
I feel like that dude right now with both these idiots.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People like that, they're the reason why the Power Rangers have to yell out their colors. Because they're just dumb. I bet when they was in school and the teacher would give them their test back, they put it face down. Dumbasses. Just dumb. Yeah. Like, no, seriously, you don't want to call people dumb. Some people are just dumb.
Oh, no, I have no problem calling people dumb. Again.
Just dumb. There's no other excuse.
Not calling people dumb is why the society is pretty much turned to crap now. And we need to go back to calling people dumb. And there's nothing wrong with being dumb as long as you're willing to get smart. but no one's willing to get smart because they think they're all smart.
Dumb people aren't willing to get smart.
So we need to shame them into not being dumb.
We need to bring back public shaming.
Oh yes.
I miss clowning the ill-informed and the ignorant.
Shame. Are you all Game of Thrones fans?
Absolutely. Ring the bell. Shame. Yes. Walk through the square.
You stupid, dumb back. Oh, hello.
Yo, on another note, why did I not realize that is the team owner on Ted Lasso?
Yes. You didn't know that?
I only discovered that maybe less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So did you see the second Dread movie?
No, I didn't.
Okay, she's the villain in the second Dread movie, the one starring Carl Urban, the one I keep telling you to watch because it is a great film. Yeah. Okay. Yes. She's the villain.
Okay.
And I found that out when I was watching Game of Thrones because I kept looking at her like, this Lannister chick looks real familiar. And I had to pull up her IMDb. It was like, and that's why I know her. Because she was awesome. Let's put it this way. There's a reason she killed that Cersei Lannister. She plays evil quite well.
No. That's not Cersei Lannister.
No, which one are you thinking of Game of Thrones?
She's the lady ringing the bell, yelling shame.
Ringing the bell.
Oh, her. Okay, sorry.
Had him with Hannah Wadding.
Yeah.
Her. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's the team owner on Ted Lasso.
On Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Cersei Lannister. My bad.
Oh no.
All right, Q, what you got?
So was there a theme for the homework, or can I just talk about interesting, great stuff?
You can talk about interesting, great stuff. There's no theme for the homework.
I don't like all this pressure. I'm just
Well, if you don't want to talk about anything, I've got stuff.
No, I have something. I was just like, am I supposed to be following the theme?
It's better than the pressure of people expecting the Mets to win tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Father God. The petty is strong in this one.
Hey.
They had a runner on third when they got the third out.
Got to be more careful.
They had a runner
on position.
They had a runner on first and third when that third out came in.
Probably hit it up the middle. Force out at second.
Highlights of ESPN tonight.
So I am just fascinated, and I'm about halfway through the season of ESPN Jeopardy. It is amazing. It is.
Where can I watch this?
Man, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, one of them pluses, all the pluses.
Okay.
All the pluses.
All I know
is Joe Buck is the host.
Yes. Yes.
And
I saw a clip of him talking to Foxworth.
Yeah. So the way they have it set up, it's some sports journalists, some former athletes, some celebrities. So it's just amazing. I mean, everybody doesn't know everything. I love the clues. I love the categories. Like, they're about 45-minute long episodes. I think there's 10 or 12. It's quite a few episodes, but it was just amazing to me. I was a little disappointed in Hannah Storm because I was like, is she nervous? And I think they're so focused on trying to push that button. She literally stuck her arm out like this. I was like, girl, what is you doing? Oh, stop. She didn't do well. She did not do well. But one of the many things that I do like about it is, I mean, you're gaining points. So there's double and triple jeopardy. You're gaining these points. The money goes to your charity of choice.
Right.
But if you don't win, your charity automatically gets $30,000. So
nice.
I did appreciate that they set that up like that. But y'all definitely take a peek. It's really, really good. And I hope that this is something that they'll continue to do.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, because I did catch a clip of it from on IG, I think a week or so ago, where he was talking to Dominique Foxworth. And Nick probably said what all Black folk in America feel when they watch Jeopardy, in that he's like, I may not be the smartest person in the world, but it brings joy to my heart when there are categories about Black history and it stumps white people.
They had a category about HBCU greats. Them mofos
ain't know nothing. I'm pretty sure they blanked.
I can't think of the answer because you don't know. You lying.
And that's the stuff that Dominique Foxworth was talking about. He was like,
absolutely.
He's like, I'm not trying to crap on him, but it just brings joy to my heart because he thinks
there's a reason him and Bomani Jones are friends. There's a reason the two of them are friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Remember, Bomani went to Clark.
I know.
But yeah, that
because they do a show together, I think on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, separate from Bomani's show, because Bomani would normally have him on regularly, but yeah, they have their own show together. That clip that I saw, like I said, last week of Joe Buck talking to Dominique Foxworth is like, I'm gonna have to find this and check this out. So thank you, Q. It will be on my list, and it will probably be a background scuttlebutt while I'm working, so I can catch who else is on there screwing up stuff.
It sounds like a plan.
Absolutely. Before I get in my homework, I'm gonna save that for the end of the show. My homework, because I kind of wanted y'all to jump in on this too, was perusing this list that Sports Illustrated did of the 30 greatest football players of all time. Mm-hmm. Interesting list.
Very much so.
I can't say that I'm mad at the list in any way, shape, or form, except with number one.
Yeah, number one should not be number one.
I don't like number one.
I think number 7 should be number one.
So
it's just like the obvious.
It
like
is
that's
very
always
obvious.
just the answer.
Yeah, Tom Brady was number one. Jerry Rice is 2. Jim Brown is 3. Lawrence Taylor is 4. Walter Payton's 5. Reggie White was 6. I believe Joe Montana is 7.
Yep.
Peyton Manning was 8.
Yep.
Dick Butkus was 9.
Yep.
And rounding out the top 10 was Don Hudson.
Yeah,
yep.
And for the young people who don't know, Don Hudson was the greatest wide receiver up until Steve Largent. And if you don't know who Steve Largent is, you're not a football fan. So, yeah, my issue is Tom Brady's not the best football player. If we're just talking about strictly, regardless of position, best player football, my choice would have been between the gentlemen who fell at 2 and 3, Jerry Rice and Walter Payton.
Yes.
I would have had one of them as number 1 and the other is number 2. And then if you want to put Tom Brady there because he has 7 rings, fine, he could be number 3, but I don't put him at number 1 because if 7 rings is your only argument for him being at 1, that's a crap argument because, okay, statistically, yeah, he's got numbers, but as far as play on the field, as Lawrence Taylor once said in the interview, Tom Brady's too effing soft and would have died 3 weeks into his era of playing football.
And that's one of the things that bothers me when people put together these lists, not just the NFL, but any sport.
Any of them.
Crossing errors.
When you look at a sport where rules have changed over
so
the
much.
Years, because like Lawrence, because again, this is why I say, in my opinion, number 1 should have been Joe Montana.
Because I still put Jerry Rice over Joe Montana.
I would wager if you put Joe Montana in the same set of rules that Tom Brady played under, Joe would have way more rating.
Yeah, absolutely. I would put Joe at 1.
Absolutely.
And fair, James, we can debate whether we'll say between 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
We'll say between 1, 2, and 3 because there's a great argument for Rice. You're absolutely right. But so the rules were different. The players were different. There are just so many things, in my opinion, that are different in the eras, which is why even when people always want to say LeBron versus Jordan, I'm like, the eras of basketball were different.
Totally different.
Same thing with NFL. eras of the rules were different. So is Brady the GOAT? I personally don't think so. Joe Montana, under the rules Brady played under, way more rings. I legitimately think he would have had 10 rings.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a man who's been playing football from, and I didn't realize this until I was looking at the list, that Joe Montana has been playing quarterback since 1979.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize he started in 79.
Yes. Niners got him in 79. He played up until 94.
Oh my God.
94. Yeah. 15 years.
Under today's rules, he'd have 10 rings.
Yeah. 100%. And I didn't read, like, I just went into the list. Was there a specific criteria that was listed as far as how this decision was made? No.
They did make sure to cross every single era of football because, again, when I see these lists, my whole thing is, what was the criteria and who are the people who put this list together? Because typically when it's just regular folk like us putting together lists, we're going to have biases towards certain eras, right? Yeah. If you tell me to name the top 10 running backs all time, you're going to be hard pressed for me to pick anybody after 2000 aside from Marshall Faulk, right? And right. Think about that. After 2000, Marshall Faulk and who is going on that top 10 list all time? And I'm going to be hard pressed to find somebody post 2000 that's not named Marshall Faulk to put on that list. So he would be the only one. And again, for us, we grew up watching NFL Films Presents. So even though we weren't alive, NFL Films Presents will still show highlights of players from the 50s, the 60s, and 70s, all throughout, our formative years in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
Right. So that was how we learned about those players. Not to mention our elders constantly talking about them. So yeah, I know about the Steel Curtain growing up, even though most of them have retired by the time I was aware of the rules of football at like 7 or 8 years old in the mid 80s, because most of them had stopped playing by then.
Yeah.
I didn't know who they were. I saw the references. Super Bowl highlights would be played every now and then. Sometimes NFL Films would do specials and run short versions of those Super Bowls so you can see them and whatnot. But yeah, up until NFL Network came along, there was no watching Super Bowls 1 through, say, 20.
No. You either had to be there or you heard people talk about it.
Or you had to order the VHS tape.
Right.
Right. I said those 3 magic letters. So yeah, I think their criteria, that was their main criteria, was to cover literally every single era. So yeah, there are players on this list like Don Hudson, and somebody under 40 will look at this and be like, who the hell is Don Hudson?
Right.
And it's kind of like, this is where I question your fandom of football in general to not know one of the best players ever. It was kind of one of those things that went to the debate when the NFL Network put together its 100 best players for that football team.
Yeah.
And they saved 5 spots for coaches. So it's actually 95 players and 5 coaches. But even when they were naming people, they still had to account for every single era of football, because there's some people you can't tell the history of the game without mentioning their names.
Right.
The $1 million backfield in San Francisco, the Purple People Eaters, the defensive line of Merlin Olsen and Deacon Jones of the Chargers.
Deacon Jones was a beast.
So it's like, you do these lists, you have to account for all errors. And again, because of when I grew up, like I said, a lot of the like I said, if I was choosing top 10 running backs all time, I guarantee 6 of them would have played between 1980 and roughly 1995.
I can see that.
Right. And as much as I don't want to put him on a list, Emmitt Smith will still be on the list, but he'd be top 10. He wouldn't be in my top 5. Like, I respect Emmitt's game, but again, Emmitt still falls in that debate. We all know the debate coming up in the late 80s, early 90s. If Barry Sanders had Emmitt's line, he would rush for 2K every season.
Right.
So
Yeah,
That
because
type
it's like in that commercial where they're celebrating, what is it, 100 years of the NFL, and everything is going on, and they cut to Emmett sitting at the table going, I had more yards than him.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
It comes down to more than just stats.
It
And
does.
I didn't read through all of them, Q, but as you read through enough of them, you start to see a pattern of them looking at how many Super Bowls they won, personal accomplishments.
Mhm.
A couple of them, I heard them talk about impact on the game, but not enough.
Not enough.
Well,
No,
I would
not at
say
all.
I would say for every single player they put on this list, all 30 players, you could pretty much say, now again, with the exception of Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, because they pretty much played at the same time, and there's always the back and forth debate when they played who's better. With the exception of those two, almost every other player on this list, you could say they were the best at their position when they played.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate about this list.
They weren't the stat leader at their position, they were still better.
I mean, they even made room for offensive linemen because really, if I recall correctly, there's only 3 offensive linemen on this list.
Mm.
And the highest rated one was Anthony Munoz at 15. So, yeah, Ray Lewis made the list. Sanders made Deion Sanders, let me specify, made the list at 18. Aaron Donald made the list at 19. Mahomes is on the list.
Jonathan Ogden.
Right. John Hanna of the Patriots. That's the other offensive lineman. I want to say did Jackie Slater make the list?
I don't remember seeing Slater on here.
So.
No, Larry Allen. I was trying to remember. So 4 offensive linemen. Larry Allen is the 4th one. So 4 offensive linemen made this list.
Yeah.
And who wrote this?
Sports Illustrated.
Sports Illustrated.
I mean, again, aside from a few rankings I have a problem with, it's a damn good list.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not offensive by any means, but I think it falls in line about what we've been talking about all night and what the focus really needs to be. But it is what it is.
So, but yeah, that was my homework. So yeah, I did peruse the list. I read a little bit about everybody, but I didn't have to read much about everybody because everyone on this list, I either watched them play, or I watched highlights of them playing as I was growing up because they were already retired. Again, thank you, NFL Films Presents, because you made Saturday afternoons very, very enjoyable when I couldn't get football on TV, when it was no games playing between the Super Bowl and preseason. It was like, okay, it's summertime and I don't want to go outside because it's too hot. NFL Presents. Let's go. Who are we talking about this week? So, yeah. But yeah, that was
Presents. Does the NFL have those NFL Presents films online anywhere?
Check their YouTube channel. Actually, check the NFL. You want to go to NFL Throwback on YouTube, and you will find some. The number of times that I have not done work when I'm supposed to be working because I'm looking for background noise to put on. With NFL Throwback on YouTube, where they go back to some of the stuff from the 70s and the 60s, and they talk about players, or they just talk about the era, or they talk about certain runs of teams, whether it's the Steelers dynasty, or to flip the opposite with the Cowboys of the 70s or the Vikings of the 60s, how certain teams dominated eras. Right, whether they won titles or not, just how the teams collectively themselves took over a certain era of football, or how players just dominated a while. And again, it's not a lot of recent stuff, but you find the videos that go back to, like I said, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, and it's kind of like, yeah, I miss this being on TV. So it's like the history of the league right there. Granted, like I said, they will have some some stuff from post 2000 things in there, whatever, because again, it's the past technically, but I'm not calling post 2000s football soft by any means. All I'm saying is the rules have been relaxed to allow offenses to run amok. And while I am not opposed to that, I do hate the fact that it's become harder and harder to play defense to the point to where there are certain records that won't be broken because the rules don't allow for these players to do what they should be allowed to do.
Like, there'll never be another Ryan Clark. And Q, I don't know how familiar you are with Ryan Clark or not. Do you? Oh, okay.
I'm just pissed.
Okay. No, I only say that because I shouldn't say that. I don't know how familiar you are with Pittsburgh. I'll say it that way. Not necessarily specifically, but Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the way he got let go, and
he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
He wasn't, because it wasn't just him, because supposedly their cuts were going to be official on Tuesday. But because some of those people were working shows on Monday, and I don't know whose genius idea this was, how you calling folk in the middle of shows during commercial break to be like, yeah, you're on the list to get
real quick.
Right. So a show starts with a certain personality on air, like NFL Live in the case of Ryan Clark. Commercial break, he gets the call, and when they come back from commercial break, he ain't there.
But yet they still played stuff with him on it throughout the day.
Really?
Yeah. Like, if you fired me, you shouldn't be allowed to play any of my clips.
Oh,
I know they own it.
We done. Ain't no circle in the block. We broke out.
It was weird because there was something he was contractually obligated to show up to that Saturday that ESPN was covering. Now, not ESPN proper, but like ESPN.com or ESPNU was covering. Mm-hmm. It was, from what I understand, it was something dealing with HBCUs. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did see that report.
Yeah.
But that he was still contractually obligated to be there for that, and it was being covered by one of the ESPNs out there, if you will. So yeah, that officially was his last assignment. But yeah, I just find it funny how, and you'll understand this if you watch wrestling. When any athlete leaves ESPN for whatever reason, rather they just go to another network or just don't, blah, blah, blah. Even if they made a good point about something the week before, and it's still the topic of conversation the next week when they're gone, they will still mention that topic in totality and not mention the key points that person brought up. I equate it to wrestling because it's the same way where it's like WWE, for instance. A wrestler leaves the company. They don't reference that person at all. Titles won, last to hold the title, losing or winning at WrestleMania, whatever. Whether they just go home and chill or go to another company, it's like that person never existed. They just continue going on. I'm just like, wrestling, I get. Y'all doing this in real life because wrestling is entertainment.
Right.
Like, I get the talk shows are for kicks and giggles, but the point you made is the point that old boy or old girl made last week who just got fired, and you just taking it like you came up with this.
This is one of the reasons why I'm glad and I'm not glad, but I'm glad certain people have their own podcasts and other platforms, because if you still want to hear what Ryan Clark has to say, you go watch the Pivot podcast.
Right.
If you want to see what Cam has got to say, you go watch. 4th and 1 is some entertaining shit.
It is. He's a knucklehead, but it's entertaining.
I can't do it. I'm gonna let y'all have him.
But you know what though? When Cam is breaking down a play, and talking about everything that I contend that everybody who plays football, and I know maybe not you guys, but I know somebody out there is going to give me some pushback. I contend anybody who plays football is very damn smart about their position. They may not know a lot about other positions, but they probably know their positions in and out. Watching Cam on 4th and 1, when he's breaking down a play, you would swear he could probably play any position on that field because he knows what everybody is going to do.
Well, he has to.
And again, that goes into being a quarterback.
Right. You need to know what everybody's supposed to be doing on the field at all times. So, yeah. But no, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now, I was saying, like, to your point, especially when he's breaking down the quarterback's responsibilities from the time whoever's in the headset gives him the play to up until he snaps the ball. And when he breaks that down, it's crazy because you just think, all right, whoever's calling the play calls the play. He relates to the offense. He gets to the line. He surveys. He calls an audible. Maybe not. Snaps the ball, makes a read, throws the ball. Nah.
Right.
Nah. It is nowhere near that simple.
Yeah.
Because the way Cam tell it, and it's true because this is the case with a lot of teams. If the coach is an offensive specialist, like if his specialty is offense, meaning the head coach was a former offensive coordinator, he's in your ear. The quarterback coach is in your ear, and the offensive coordinator is in your ear. So you got at least 3 people in your headset, and one of them is going to give you the play. One of them may counter the play or contradict the play and say, hey, let's do something else based on the tendencies of the defense up until that point in the game. And then a decision is made because, remember, the headset cuts out when the play clock hits 20 or 50. It's either 20 or 25 is when it cuts out. So from 40 to about 25, they got to get as much information into the quarterback as possible. Then the headset cuts out. So then the quarterback has to relay the play to the offense, get to the line of scrimmage, state the cadence so the center knows when to snap the ball, make the reads on the defense, audible if necessary, because now you got to watch what front am I looking at?
Right.
What how many DBs are out there? Where's the linebacker? Is there a key player I should be looking for? I.e., you hear a lot of quarterbacks talk about when I come to the line of scrimmage, I look for Reggie White, or I'm looking for Ed Reed, or I'm looking for Ronnie Lott. I'm looking for Deion Sanders. I'm looking for Darrelle Revis. Like, before the play even starts, I need to know where that particular player is at all times. All right, cool. I know where they are. Now I need to know what the defense is doing. Are they leaning one way? Are they heavy on one side? Am I going to have this read? Snap. All right, I've got 3 seconds to decide. Am I throwing this go, this fly, like this go, the seam, the out, the comeback? Like, what am I doing if I'm throwing the football? If it's a handoff, it's just a handoff. With everybody else.
Yeah.
But on a passing play, so many things you have to be reticent of. Is the corner off my wide receiver, or is he up and press man? Right? The linebackers tweaking like they're about to blitz, or they're going to bail. You know, so yeah, when listening to Cam talk about that stuff and again, it's a 5-minute breakdown of what literally takes 30 seconds.
I would go so far as to say you don't even get 30. By the time you get to the line, he's got about 19, and that's assuming you get to the line quickly.
Yeah. Right.
So again, that's why if any of these people you miss that they're not on ESPN anymore, and quite honestly, I haven't really watched ESPN since they fired Jamel Hill. I may tune in every now and again, but when they got rid of Jamel, I was like, okay, y'all really on some BS, and I'm done. But every now and again, I would see something. I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But they all have their own platform. Maybe not all of them, but they got their own platforms, their own podcasts. I love that we no longer have to go to a giant major corporation for our sports, news, and entertainment and commentaries. I love that.
Yeah, you weren't missing anything on ESPN.
No, you're not.
At all.
You're not. And look, I will contend, as horrible as a quarterback he was in his tenure, Dan Orlovsky is one of the smartest analysts on TV. Dude ran out of the back of the end zone for a 2-point safety a year the Lions went 0-16, but He can break down some film. He can analyze what should and shouldn't be happening on a particular pass play, where the quarterback should be looking, why he made a read when he shouldn't. The only issue I have with him is his love of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And see, to me, when I see stuff like that, that's what makes. When I forget who the guy was that Ryan Clark said it to, when he was like, I don't mean this the way it's going to sound, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, but that's the difference between a player and a non-player.
Oh, Peter Schrager, because Peter Schrager never played football. And that incident that happened last year is a bunch of crock. Because again, this is where, and I don't want to get off into a social dynamic here, but this is where you have, and I'm not calling Peter Schrager mediocre in the terms of an athlete, because he's not an athlete, but it's this whole thing where you have reporters who think they know better than the players who are actually on the field and in the locker room. So for someone who's never stepped foot in a locker room, been on the field in the trenches, making statements the way he was, I don't begrudge Ryan Clark for saying what he said, because again, he wasn't saying to be disrespectful, but it's basically like, you don't know what the F you're talking about. And he doesn't, because you are a reporter. You know secondhand. Ryan knows firsthand because he's done it.
Exactly.
And to paraphrase what Jamel Hill told, since you brought her up, she told somebody on social media.
Oh, dude, that shit was so funny.
I got fired from something you couldn't even.
Just dumb. Another dummy.
Oh my God, you couldn't even.
You asked for that emotional abuse.
You couldn't even dream of. So yeah, that's how I feel about that exchange. And people like, the next day was like, oh, it was inexcusable that Ryan Clark did this. Ryan Clark did nothing wrong in that exchange. Nothing at all.
Nothing about it was disrespectful. He's simply saying there's the perspective of someone who's played the game at the highest level and someone who hasn't. If you think that's a disrespectful statement, then E equals MC squared is probably a disrespectful statement to you.
So understand that that's also the dynamic, and that exchange is basically a microcosm of what happened during the era of Allen Iverson, Kevin Garnett, Stephon Marbury, when all those cats were playing, where Daniel Stern wanted to institute a dress code for the players because hip hop and the NBA were so synonymous at the time.
Yeah,
the fits that you saw coming in were pretty much off the chain with FUBU and other brands out there that they were flossing and whatnot, and to the point to where that's how Stephen A pretty much got to where he is.
Yeah,
right. Because Stephen A had to end with all those players I named because shared backgrounds and life experience, where those players legitimately, when the reporters would come into the locker room, they would not talk to them.
Nope.
At all. And why? Because those reporters look like Peter Schrager.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to be taken out of context. They didn't want to be misquoted. They didn't want something conflated in print to be like, that's not what I meant, or that they wanted to avoid all that chaos. So to avoid all that, they just stopped talking to those reporters.
Yeah.
And that's why you see that's how you saw the rise of J.A. Adonde, Bomani Jones.
I had heard that name forever.
Bomani Jones also benefited from that on the NFL side. Michael Smith. Like I said, Stephen A. Smith, Jamel Hill, all the black personalities you saw pretty much starting to, show up and flood ESPN in that era. That's why, because across multiple sports, whatever they were covering, whether it was NBA or NFL or even college sports, their end was being able to identify socially with those star players, because let's be real, they were all young and black.
Yep.
And their thing was, I don't trust the old white dude over there because he's going to screw me in the paper. So let me talk to somebody who, one, looks like me, because now I'm comfortable talking and being myself, because how they talk was also an issue.
Yep.
Constantly using colloquialisms or slang, if you will, idioms and whatnot to speak, to identify or reference certain things. Someone who looks like them to understand. Old white dude is pretty much writing uneducated, uncouth, doesn't know how to speak, but a good scorer What?
Well, I mean, if you
Which they
watch the
did.
Stuart Scott documentary, they gave him hell for quite some time. The way
because
he spoke,
Stuart
the way
Scott
he
pretty much
dressed.
was them.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were so pissed off that he was so relatable to so many of the athletes.
Mhm.
Well, isn't that the whole point of the platform?
That part.
Exactly.
So yeah, when Peter Schrager says things the way he does, and now they got the other dude, his other cohort, because Peter Schrager and what was the other guy? There was one other person, white guy, who was left at NFL Network for Good Morning Football, and I'm blanking on his name. He's the one that always does angry runs. But they're both now with ESPN because ESPN owns NFL Network. So they're both ESPN employees. But yeah, they've been on, what is it? Not First Take, Get Up. They've been on Get Up a number of times.
Is it Kyle Brandt?
Kyle Brandt, yes, thank you. But yeah, Peter Schrager and Kyle Brandt were the last two original four hosts of Good Morning Football, and they're not there anymore. But yeah, Kyle Brandt pretty much went on the next day after Ryan Clark had that exchange with Peter Schrager and was like, listen, my friend, you belong, da-da-da-da-da, you have a right to say, no, this sounds like some mediocrity, default, normative type nonsense because y'all feel y'all the standard. You're not. Neither one of you have played a sport on a professional level. You may have played in high school, you probably played a little bit in college, but you haven't played on Ryan Clark's level, so you can't speak to it the same way. And as much as sometimes he gets on my nerves, Mike Greenberg will always default to players' experiences when he hosts that show because he knows, and he always says it, I've never been in the locker room. I've never played this game at this level. I need you all to tell me. So for Peter Schrager to come in and pretty much take what some people feel is the next logical step and speak as if he has experience. I don't have experience as an engineer. I would talk to Mac first. He is an engineer. Yo, help me with this issue here that I'm trying to figure out because I'm not an engineer. I'm not going to speak and be like, so as an engineer would probably tell me, I would tell you, no. The engineer is right. He's right there.
These part-time subject matter experts.
Like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, but yeah, that's all I got. Anything else y'all want to bring up before we get out of here?
It just must be stressful every day to get up and think that you have to make everybody believe that you know everything. Release yourself.
That part. I don't pretend to be an expert on anything except what I already know.
Let it go. Like,
and I have
that's what we're all supposed to do: absorb knowledge and learn from each other. That's where there are other people.
There's nothing. Planets. Look, there's nothing wrong with the 3 words. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
I have no problem letting them words fly. People ask me at work, "Hey, have you seen this before?" I have no idea where that came from.
Nope. Hell,
never seen that before in my life. I don't know how that process works. Let's look it up together and figure out. Let's go to so and so. They'll know.
Sometimes that's the answer. Sometimes that's the answer I give to stuff that I do know the answer to, but I need to buy myself a little bit of time.
Right. They don't catch me slipping.
But I don't know is not a bad thing to say. And so many people today are just so scared to say, I don't know, that they look like idiots. Man, and Schrager was pretty much looking like an idiot running his mouth, which is why Ryan Clark said what he said. Only difference is Ryan Clark was nice enough to say, I'm not trying to disrespect you. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from.
Right. I'm like, of everything I've seen of Ryan Clark, he is the very definition of professionalism.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get out of here, I did want to show this one last thing. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't see it because I be sharing stuff and y'all be like, it's too much stuff in the chat. La 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 la.
Well, now we got 2 chats. We got Facebook and we got Instagram. I can't keep up. But keep them coming because it's entertaining when I get to it.
I will.
Oh, no, I did. Wait a minute.
I didn't see this.
This to say how proud I am of my son. My son is a fighter. My son, he never gives up. He plays to the whistle. He does not give up. He fights each and every play. I am so proud of my son. But we both learned today that my son, he's not the one that's blocking. My son is being held up in the air and waved around like he just don't care. That is my son. And we both learned today that you win some and you lose some, but you live, fight another day. And today we learned that we are both walking away from the game of football with our heads held high. Because this kid, this baby Trent Williams, this is 8-year-old Ashton Lindsay, and he has my son in the air. Get ready to send him to the Lord. I don't know who's training him and who his parents are, but y'all have something special. Y'all have a game changer. And me and my son, we just want to say thank you for being so just gentle and kind. And we can walk away from this and we will never, ever, ever, ever cross paths with you again, Mr. Ashton Lindsay. You are. Ooh. I want to take a moment.
Wow.
And bow out gracefully. I was like, who's the little man up there looking like Simba? Just up in the air.
His son, as he said, like, I'm proud of my son, but my son is the one up in the air, not the one doing the play.
I so respect somebody who say we know when to walk away.
Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
All right. And finally, as we are all, I will say, overzealous football fans, each of us, is there any advice you want to give to someone who is involved with an overzealous football fan this coming season?
Do
as far
not
as how to survive the season.
Do not ask me sorry. Do not ask any questions. There's just certain things we probably shouldn't say online. Do not ask questions while the game is on. Reserve your questions for commercials and halftime. The only exception to that rule with me is if it's a preseason game. I will explain any and everything to you going on in a preseason game while the game is in session. Once we get to game 1 of the regular season, shut up. Commercials and halftime.
So for me, let's just break up. I'm petty, and even if I lay out some rules, I attract petty people. And so you're going to break all the rules just to prove how petty you are. And then it's really going to be a problem because you're disturbing my peace and my mental health by irritating the hell out of me. So how about I see you around, I see you on Valentine's Day. You take me go watch Super Bowl. Because my team probably won't be there, unfortunately.
Well, no. How about this? Look, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Come back and see me when it is mathematically impossible for my team to make the playoffs.
They won't know that because you now you just compounded football with math, and you know how dumb this country is with. I mean,
Lord, 2 times.
You're right. You're right.
Square, carry the 5. People still be sitting there trying to add on their fingers. Bless their hearts.
Or you know that'll keep them busy and they won't be able to ask you any questions.
Oh my God.
Because they're too busy trying to figure out, well, when can I go back over there? I got to figure this out.
And I feel like, unfortunately, this is probably coming more from my gender. I don't represent them. I'll be like, girl, can you shut up? I'm trying to watch the game. I didn't come here to catch a man. If that comes with the situation, hey, mazel tov. I'm trying to watch the game. So, I'm going to apologize on behalf of the ladies that don't know how to be quiet. Go sports. Oh, my God.
I'd like to make a suggestion to sports bars.
Okay.
Specifically, Black-owned sports bars.
Oh gosh, where's this going?
Do not play any damn music while the game is on. I'm here to eat wings, to drink, and watch the game. I don't care that your DJ has an amazing set that he wants to play.
Okay, but you need to understand that unless you're in a bar that specifically caters to a certain team, and every city has a hometown bar for a specific team, which that's going to be the main game on. If you're in a bar where they basically show all the games throughout the day, you're going to hear music because there's no way to get one feed over the other unless you're in, say, the Detroit Lions home bar in Atlanta.
No.
Then it's only going to be the Lions game on, and you'll get audio from that.
No, because you know one place they didn't do that, James? Remember when me and you used to post up at Taco Mac all Sunday? They didn't play any music.
Yes, but we also couldn't get audio from the game because it was drowned out from audio from something else.
That's fine.
It's black owned. That's a black owned place.
It's not black owned.
No, it's not.
It's not black owned.
It's not
No,
black owned.
it's just the fact that they didn't play music, and James and I would get there for the 11:30 game, and sometimes not leave until the 8:30 game.
Yeah, because you got to post up an hour and a half before the 1 o'clock kickoff.
I get that. No, I agree with you, Mac. I don't want the DJ to cut a set. Just show games. You don't turn the audio on. How about that? Just put all the games on. I don't need to see clips from Belly. I done seen Belly 6,000 times. I don't need you to put Belly on or Lead On Me in the background. It should just be football, and that's it. Cut it out. Stop it. And no, I don't want any hooker. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I've had enough.
All right. So my advice for those of you who are involved with overzealous football fans is twofold. One, I don't care if it's college or pro. Don't plan on anything on the day that their team is playing.
Ooh.
Whether it's Sunday or Saturday. Don't get slick and try to do a group outing with mutuals when the game is on. So that means if the person you're involved with is a college fan, don't plan ish for Saturday. If the person you're involved with is a pro football fan, don't plan ish for Sunday. And if they're a pro fan and you try to plan stuff on a weekend in January, may the odds be ever in your favor. As I have told many a girlfriend, you got 6 days during the week to hang out, do whatever. Saturday's cool, whatever. When Sunday 1 o'clock hits, I don't know you till midnight. You play around, you will find out if you try to be like, hey, we're doing something on the weekend in January. Which weekend in January? Because all of them are booked. With what? Playoffs. Your team isn't there. So what?
Even Martin Luther King weekend?
Yep.
Martin Luther King's birthday is observed on a Monday. We can do something on Monday.
Woo.
But and Furious he'll back me on this. An ex of mine actually said, what if one of my friends gets married on a weekend in January? And I legit told her, you'll be going to that wedding by yourself.
Why would you do that?
The man does not even talk to his mama on football Sunday.
Because I know what my mama's watching the games. Right. I don't know what y'all parents are doing. My mama's watching the game.
I've been at this man's home and seen him look at his phone and say, that's my mama. I will call her back.
Unless it's a commercial break.
Yeah.
Commercial breaks and halftime, I will call her back.
So if she gave him life and he won't answer the phone, anybody else doesn't stand a chance.
Because I do her like she do me. The only difference is she will call me when the Eagles are playing like it's not important. But let me call her when the Steelers are playing.
Right.
Oh my God. I love
the wrath of God Almighty will be raining. It's like Jules in Pulp Fiction. And you will know my name is the Lord when I rain my vengeance down upon thee.
On thee? Well, you know, there's an old commercial and it's a couple and they're in an RV and they go into an Alabama game. And then they show their daughter in a wedding dress calling on the phone, and they're like, Mom, Dad, where are you? We told you not to get married on a Saturday. Why would you do that?
Exactly.
That is hilarious, but it's what I don't understand. I think people just want to try.
Yes.
Not to shame you, not shame. That's not the word I'm looking for, but to make it seem like, well, sports is so minute, and why do you have to? Because I want to.
Sports is how I stay sane.
Want to do. It's what I want to do.
Watching sports is how I stay sane from snapping at everybody who does every little stupid thing around me throughout the week.
Let's see, we're gonna have to put you on a list.
I'm just saying.
No, I feel his pain on that one.
You don't want me to use choice words with me because of the dumb thing you did or said throughout the course of the week. Sports is how I get through that. Like, I need to forget the world exists. Let me immerse myself in this WNBA game, this NFL game, like this track meet,
right?
bowling match.
Everybody should be respectful of everybody's thing.
This baseball game that the Mets lost.
I'm a head out.
We almost at that time anyway. But yeah, whoever you're involved with, if they are a football fan, please do not test them.
Be respectful.
It is not an argument. First of all, because if you do try to test them, one, you're being petty. And two, you're being disrespectful because you know this person is a football fan.
They were a football fan before y'all got
together.
Before
they met you. That's not changing.
Will be after.
So the whole thing is, if football didn't exist, they probably jump in a volcano. That's the answer to your question. Don't ask.
Just be respectful or be single. That's all we ask. The choice is yours. Respectful.
At the very least, find out the schedule of their particular team and know not to screw with them at that time. Outside of that, go ham. Color, invade their space and snuggle up and pay me attention to all that good stuff or whatever else it is that you think you weren't getting the other 6 days of the week.
Oh my.
Because that's basically what it comes down to. 6 other days in the week, people. 6 other days in the week. They just looking for 3 hours on one day to watch their team play.
Yeah, this is totally coming from the male perspective. I should have just set this one out because I don't really have to deal with that.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, fellas.
My experience. I'm just saying.
It's rough out there.
Foolishness.
I'm just saying. Out there. This is why I don't get into relationships during football season. It's kind of like, remember when we during the NBA playoffs, we played the clip of the young lady who's like, I had a date set up on insert app name here. And dude pretty much hit me up and said he ain't going to make the date because his boy got tickets to the Knicks in the playoffs. And she threw a fit about that and everybody Now, here's the funny part. It wasn't the men who were blasting her on IG when she posted this video. It was the women who were lighting her up. Like, girl, pick another date. This is the Knicks. It's the playoffs. They might go to the finals.
Also, before you tell this, tell the truth. Because on one hand, you're saying you got stood up. But you said he reached out to you. That's not being stood up. Thing.
Exactly.
And shut up and sit down. And when the game is over, ask the man how it went and be quiet. Shit. She did that for clickbait. I was just like, you know what? Sometimes you could just let the black people just have it, and they just tore her up, literally.
And they did. Mm-hmm. They did. They dragged it. It did not go the way, because again, it was the women. A lot of the fellas was be like, yo, it's the Knicks. And women were like, girl, if you don't shut the hell up and reschedule.
Enjoy that. That's a once in a lifetime. You don't. Right. Damn, calm down.
Wasting words and air for this stupid video where you could be at home in a bubble bath, minding your business, enjoying your solidarity.
Sending him.
She's not a strategic thinker.
sending him inappropriate text messages that he can't really fully enjoy while he's at the game. But when he leaves, he's like, oh, I got to hurry up and get there.
Especially if they won that night, whatever night he went, if they won that night, oh, bring that energy home. Damn, people stupid. People stupid. People be stupid.
And again, it was a first date. It was a first date. Yes.
Good day, sir.
It's a first date, and she was having this. She posted this video after what was supposed to be a first date. There
probably
I didn't get all the information.
There would be no again. Let's just say again, pull back the curtain here. I live in Atlanta. If the Eagles somehow have a playoff game here in Atlanta, and that dude up there is like, yo, I got an extra ticket to the playoff game. I don't care what's happening. I am canceling everything happening that day to go watch that game live.
I could just send him a picture of the ticket. I wouldn't even have to say anything. Just send him a picture of the ticket. He'd be like, all right, I'm there.
The way I would cancel everything that was going on that day, regardless, because one, I already wasn't leaving the house because I was going to be home watching the game. Now I can actually go to the game.
He said, let me cancel this surgery. Doc, I got to go. No. I gotta go.
Oh man. Again, don't be silly in January if your significant other is a pro football fan. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Just don't be silly.
And if it's that big of a deal, don't date a football fan.
I said stay single.
Again, I'll be trying to date people during football season. Oh, we should go out sometime. No, we shouldn't. Why not? It's football season.
Right.
Okay. We have time for me to ask y'all something real quick?
Yes.
What's the worst? What's the worst date or situation or whatever the two of you have been on with a young lady during the football season? I know probably, but I want to hear what happened.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Jesus Christ.
So, my first year living off campus, lived in a house. Me and like 3 other guys shared a 4-bedroom house that we were living in.
Mm-hmm.
Young lady I was dating had come over Friday after classes. We were hanging out and everything. Not really doing any study, just watching stuff because one of my roommates was an assistant manager at Blockbuster. So we was watching something that he had brought home. We played some video games together, whatever. She was like, so what are we doing on Sunday? I paused the game and it's like, wait a minute, is this a trick question? It's like, I'm watching football on Sunday. I don't know what you're doing. And she looked at me kind of weird, like, what do you mean? I was like, we can definitely do something on Saturday, but that does involve you going home to change either now or in the morning. But as far as Sunday goes, I'm watching football. I have no idea what you're doing. And she kind of had this look on her face that was like, not necessarily shock and awe, but just bewilderment. Like, what the hell I was talking about? I was like, we're hanging out right now. And I'm most likely going to see you tomorrow. But I'm watching football on Sunday. You're not going to be a part of that because I knew she wasn't a football fan.
Right.
So she was just like, huh. Well, maybe I should go home now. Okay.
Oh, Lord. Well.
And I escorted her to, because we were 2 blocks away from the Ashby Street station. So walked her to the station, got her on the train, rode with her to her stop on the line, walked her up to the gate because she lived across the street from the station that we were riding to. And then promptly came back home and the fellas just looked at me crazy. It was like, so y'all ain't hanging out tomorrow, are y'all? I was like, absolutely not.
No.
Remember, this is a Friday night.
Right.
So I didn't see her Saturday and I didn't see her Sunday.
Did you ever see her again?
Right. I did, because again, she was at the time, she was my actual girlfriend.
Okay.
But this was like towards the end of October And like homecoming had already happened, so I had already bypassed that hoopla or whatnot. So she had already known the routine. I had not hung out with her on a Sunday up until this point. And that wasn't changing. So and I told her going in, because again, I let and this is pretty much where I learned going forward, don't start a relationship during the season. And when I do start a relationship, when games are not being played, prepare them for what's going to happen in the fall. And I have done that. Even when I had a roommate, I let her know before she moved in. I watch football on Sundays. She was like, okay. I was like, no, I don't think you understand. I watch football on Sundays, like from noon to midnight. That's what I do on Sunday. And she didn't believe it until the first Sunday of the season. And I pretty much got up, showered, made breakfast, plopped down on the couch, watched the games from noon to midnight, and literally only got up to make something else to eat and go to the bathroom. And the next day she made a social media post about it. My roommate watched football all days yesterday, y'all. Can y'all believe this? To which other people chimed in and said, what's the problem? So yes, I am. People are warned. Go ahead, Matt.
So mine is, excuse me. So there was a young lady that I was interested in dating.
Okay.
She made it plainly clear we are nothing but friends.
Oops.
Cool. Super Bowl rolls around, and my boys in the apartment next door to us throw a Super Bowl party. I didn't know who all was coming, so I said, hey, can I invite somebody? And the person that I invited was another young lady that I was interested in dating, but she was also interested in dating me. So, you know, there was progress being made there. The previous young lady who said we are nothing but friends, she got there, so I get there, and then she arrives, and I'm like, oh, and thinking to myself, I didn't say it. Oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here. All right, bet. Well, we're just friends, so this shouldn't be a problem. The young lady that I am interested in arrives at the Super Bowl party. She comes in, we have a good hug, and anybody who knows me knows I'm a hugger. I give great hugs. So I give her a good one, kind of pick her up a little bit, introduce her to everybody there. Somewhere towards the end of the first quarter, the other young lady who said she and I are just friends gets up and walks out, goes to one of the back bedrooms and gets on their computer. And so from my perspective, all I know is she got up and she walked to the back of the apartment. I don't know what she's back there doing. One of my other boys that's there, he goes back there. I think he goes to the bathroom and he comes back out and he's like, dude, she's back there on the computer playing all this sad music and looking depressed. And I'm like, why? What's wrong? And he was like, what do you mean what's wrong? You know what's wrong. I don't know anything. She said we're just friends. She has no interest in dating me. So what's the problem? Another young lady who was there, who's one of my boy's sisters, she looks at me and she says, you know, Karma's a bitch. You shouldn't have done that. To which I turned and I looked at her and I said, you are absolutely right. Karma is a bitch. And went back to watching the game and entertaining, you know, appropriate public shenanigans with the young lady that I was with at the Super Bowl party. And didn't think anything else. Because again, you told me we're just friends. You have no interest in dating me. All right, bet. I'm a grown man. I can accept that. Cool. No harm, no foul. You didn't do anything mean or disrespectful. You said, hey, I'm not interested. All right, bet. Time had passed. I started dating somebody else. She comes to the Super Bowl party. It is what it is.
Damn women.
Because again, I'm the type of person, and see this, I think this is partly why I am a single man now, because if you tell me something, I stand on what you tell me. So if you're in a bad mood and I say, hey, what's wrong? And you say nothing, but I can clearly see something's bothering you, I'm taking you at your word. You said nothing is wrong. I'm going to act like nothing is wrong. I'm not.
We adults.
Right.
Supposed to be.
You
We're
are
supposed to be mature adults. What's
if
wrong?
Something is wrong.
Susan was at work and it rubbed me the wrong
Use your
way, and now I'm
words.
in my feelings. All right, cool. We're gonna ride and beat Susan's. Let's go. Susan got to go tonight. I don't know where, but she's going to be on a flight.
all I can gather is that when she said we're just going to be friends, I guess she assumed I was going to put more effort into pursuing her, and that's just not how I operate.
Yeah,
that doesn't even make any sense.
Once you tell me no, peace, I'm out.
That about do it for me. You got to tell me twice.
Let's just be friends. Cool.
Yeah. And this
I don't
was
like the fact that you ain't giving me attention no more. Well, you just a friend. Like,
right. And for me,
boy.
this was like 2002, 2003, somewhere thereabout.
Oh, so we were in our 20s. Yeah. She deserved that. She deserved that.
And it's funny because the apartment complex that I lived in, pretty much everybody in the complex was early to mid 20s. So yeah.
She deserved that. As we used to say back then, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's still relatable today.
Yeah.
That's not going anywhere. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah. You are welcome. And
now,
that's what we're going to end it tonight.
No, I'll throw this out one time. There was a young lady that I was dating, and James, you know this little knucklehead who's a fan of University of Alabama football.
Oh gosh.
Of any of the girlfriends I've had, when it came to sports related stuff, I have to give her props. She was one of the best because she's an Alabama football fan. She knew when the game was on, we're watching the game.
I don't bother her on Saturdays. Football season on Saturday, I do not bother her at all. If she hit me up and be like, hey, such and such, cool. Because I know she watching Alabama. I'm like, wait, is Alabama playing? Why is she hitting me? Where's the schedule?
Right. So I bring her up to say there are tons of, and I say women because women are the only people I have any interest in dating. There are tons of women out there who understand the game is on. We're watching the game.
Yes, because they're watching the game too.
What is Rose saying? My wife is a Roll Tide one too.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Roll Tide. And look, I would normally wait till after if they play at 1:00 and at 5:00 I see that they lost. I would be like, are you okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah, she lived and dies by Alabama football.
She really does.
Ooh.
She really does. She really does. I mean, because she's always claiming my quarterback, even though he came out of Oklahoma, which I have no idea why she keeps saying. And I appreciate the support of my quarterback because she will always hit me up. Go, Jalen. Jalen did good today. I'm like, thank you. But isn't it weird for you to be rooting on the Oklahoma Sooner? And I'll probably get a middle finger emoji or something else of the type, pretty much. So, but yeah, there are many women out there who are diehard football fans, and I'm not, speaking to them. I'm just speaking to them. I'm speaking to the dudes or the other people who would be interested in dating them. Yeah, because y'all think I'm bad.
My
women
choices. That's all we gotta do. Respect people's choices.
Yeah, but some folk are just thirsty for attention. So
True.
So, well, on that, we will see you all next month, where the season will be in full swing. No preseason, games will be live.
Yep.
Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will. So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.